Folks, the Western Conference is wide open. There is a reason why I invest myself emotionally in this season. The Warriors can make some noise, and they proved it tonight for the second time in 3 meetings with the OKC Thunder this season. The mighty OKC Thunder, the team everyone thinks is going to represent the Western Conference in the NBA Finals this year. They don't have the Warriors number. Their style is based on the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are a contender, folks. I know you think I'm crazy saying that, but tonight shows it. They can play with the best of them in a wide open Western Conference, as evident by a fantastic win tonight over the OKC Thunder. It's a feel-good win and then some Dub Nation. Let's break it all down next. This was a fun one, and let's have a fun show. It's the Golden Days, baby.
They always find something to nitpick, and that's because there's expectations for us to win. It was a pretty crazy night.
Let's go.
In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Come on and break me off. Cause I get what I want and I like what I see. If you got
There's some nights that music just adds a little extra sprinkle. How about the Warriors? Woo! Welcome to the Golden Days. I am your host for the evening, Cyrus Saatsaz. Ryan Leong of NBC News, Radio, and Bay Area Sports Wrap will join us a little later from Chase Center. But we're in a good mood tonight, folks, because the Golden State Warriors, this was a fun affair at home, the second of a back-to-back. Stephen Curry did not play last night. He played tonight. He poured in 21 points, and the Golden State Warriors fend off the OKC Thunder 116-109. The final tonight, it was a gritty win for the Warriors. They forced the OKC Thunder to take a whole bunch of three-point shots. More specifically, Oklahoma City tonight in this game, 39 three-point attempts. However, the Warriors defended that perimeter in beautiful fashion. OKC shot just 23.1% from deep. Steve Kerr's coaching did not doom the Warriors tonight, even though there were moments where he tried, especially with those Buddy Hield minutes. But nonetheless, your Golden State Warriors are victorious tonight. Again, a final score 116-109 in a game where there's going to be a lot coming out of this. You're going to get a lot of rhetoric about, well, if they could beat OKC, the best team in the West, they don't need to make a trade. OKC is a different beast from someone like the Denver Nuggets, from someone like the LA Lakers. We'll talk about all that in just a moment. But again, I don't think I have my microphone plugged in. Hold on one second here. My sincerest apologies for that. Hopefully I sound a little better to you folks now. And again, welcome to a midweek live edition of Golden Days, coming to you live from West Sonoma County, California. And again, this was a game where SGA reminded the world he might be the best player in the NBA right now. Actually, I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it. He should be your leading MVP candidate. I think that's a more proper way to describe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in terms of where he is with his overall impact in the NBA. But he had himself a night, 52 points in this game. The cringy part about it was the 21 free throw attempts. But SGA still was 16 of 29 from the field, even hit 2 3-pointers. The three-point shot is not his forte, but the Warriors withstood it because, again, outside of SGA scoring those 52, outside of Jalen Williams, who's going to get his, he had 26 points in this game. And then Isaiah Joe, who for whatever reason always figures out a way to show up against the Golden State Warriors. He poured in 17 points, but that was it. That was the extent of the scoring coming from OKC, while the Warriors, meanwhile, presented a balanced attack. Andrew Wiggins leading all scorers tonight with 27. Stephen Curry, who had a slow first half. He only had 4 points in the first half, rebounded, poured in 17 in the second half, hitting some really huge clutch shots. And again, the Golden State Warriors, even my dog Bubba's going crazy. He's elated. He's excited about this win tonight. and the Golden State Warriors, with that win, are right back in the playoff race. And again, this is where the Western Conference, this is how things are going this year. The Western Conference has been, I don't know if afflicted is the right word, but it has been affected certainly with parity. There is no clear-cut number one team in the West. And that is why all this talk about Stephen Curry and waiting till the offseason to help him when he's going to turn 38 next year, that is some asinine rhetoric, asinine arguments being made. The Warriors got to do something now because the window is open. Who knows how much longer it's going to be open? This could be it. And you got to take advantage of this. So, and the Warriors with this win tonight, again, they're a game above 500, incredibly. They're tied with the Kings now for the 10th seed in the Western Conference. The Warriors still would not get in to the play-in if the season ended today because of tiebreak reasons with the Sacramento Kings. But the point is, all it will take is one little run, just one little splurge of a winning streak. And just like that, they are going to be in the mix. And you can't squander this. Okay, like if the Warriors, if a week from now, and more specifically a week from tomorrow, Thursday, that's when the trade deadline will officially be here. If the Warriors don't do something, they're squandering another season. What I really hope is that the interpretation from tonight's game is not fool's gold, meaning, hey, look, we beat OKC for the second time in 3 nights. We didn't even have a Kuminga or Draymond Green. We don't need to make a trade. We got the culture, bro. We got a team that can beat anybody. No, you don't. This was an awesome win tonight. The Warriors clearly have OKC's number just because, again, the Thunder's entire model of success is based on what the Warriors did. They're going after small ball, read and react, trying to beat teams with speed over size. The Warriors created that system. They mastered that system. You're not going to beat the teacher, student. Good luck doing that. It ain't going to happen. But the Nuggets will still beat the ever-living shit out of this Warriors team. The Lakers will still beat the ever-living shit out of this Warriors team. That is why you still have to make a move. Whether that move is for something simple like Nikola Vucevic, whether it's for something a little more bold like a Zach LaVine, which according to, I believe, Anthony Slater of The Athletic is reporting that maybe LaVine is someone that the Warriors explore in a trade. Whatever the deal is, do something. Because these games feel great. These games are awesome. The Warriors beating OKC for the second time in 3 games of the season. And the one loss, by the way, in a game where Stephen Curry was not playing. They barely lost. The Warriors lost that game, I think, by 4 total. You got to do something, Golden State. Do not pretend that this game means everything is okay. But with all that said, we can feel damn good about this, at least if you call yourself a member of Dub Nation. Before we continue on, I'm obviously going to bring folks on the show tonight. We're going to play some sound from Stephen Curry, who spoke with ESPN postgame. If we don't get that clip, hopefully we'll get something from the press conference. We're going to have a good time tonight. Again, Ryan Leong is going to join the show in a little bit live from Chase Center. And in fact, I have to email him the proper link on that note. I forgot to do that in all my excitement. So look at me multitasking. All right, Ryan Leong, if you happen to be watching us live, I doubt it. He's most likely in the OKC locker room right now, gathering sound from SGA and other folks. The link is sent. And before we continue, got to give some love to the sponsors. They support us. They pay our bills. And the long ad reads will not be a regular thing, I promise. Tonight will be a case in point. This will be a timely break in the action to give our sponsors some love. And first up is Underdog Fantasy, a new sponsor of the program. Yet a sponsor I'm elated to have on the show and associated with the show because it's legal in California. And hell, I just love playing it. I think I got killed tonight. And this is the twisted part about Underdog Fantasy. Like, I think I made 20 selections tonight across 4 tickets. The premise of Underdog Fantasy is you're betting on individual players and whether or not they're going to achieve higher than or lower than certain amounts. And Stephen Curry, for example, tonight, the number for him, I think, was 23.5 points. Meaning if you choose higher than 23.5, you would not have won tonight because Stephen Curry scored 21 points. So I had 4 betting cards. I think I made 20 selections. and I think I nailed 17 of them. Yet days like these are going to happen. I don't think I came away winning a penny because you got to nail either all your picks or most of your picks to cash in. But I did win big yesterday, and I love playing it. I publish my picks on social media on the reg. You can too. Download the app. It's Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code GSW for a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It is a lot of fun. Tonight's episode also brought to you by Dr. Tom Rosanelli, the hair restoration specialist. Mention Hall of Famer Rick Barry for $500 off your treatment. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Golden State Warriors winning the title in 1975 with Rick Barry as the finals MVP, with Clifford Ray playing the Draymond Green role in that team. And 50 years later, we're adding a zero to it and giving you $500 off. Gentlemen, if the hair is falling out, make yourself feel good. Make yourself way more appealing to the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on what your interest is. The point is, feel good, look good. Check out Dr. Rosanelli. Call him either at 415-931-9881 or visit rosanelli.com. Again, 415-931-9881 or visit rosanelli.com to make yourself feel good today with some hair restoration care. And last but certainly not least, BetOnline, where the most trusted betting platform on the planet. The Warriors tonight, I believe, were 9.5-point underdogs. They clearly covered. If you bet the money line, which I didn't look at, but I'm guessing it was probably close to plus 200, meaning if you bet 100, you would win 200 just on betting on the Warriors. If you did that, congratulations, and you could have that kind of fun with BetOnline. The game starts here. And we go back to the action on our program, where the first chat I'm looking at right now says Zion to the Tubs. Zion Williamson had a big game tonight. It was in a loss for the San Antonio Spurs, but my guess is Val, great call, is saying that I was clean shaven today. Yeah, that is a true story. I shaved this morning, and then by tonight, thanks to Dr. Rosanelli and unfortunately some Middle Eastern genetics that I have, I am a hairy son of a bitch. With all that said, Val, great call on the hair treatment. Yes, I was clean shaven today, and by tonight, Dr. Tom Rosanelli took care of me. And beautiful stuff there. But the Golden State Warriors again tonight, in terms of who's getting love and adoration and where the focus is, I'm going to start with Mr. Andrew Wiggins, because there were a lot of moments in this game, especially in the first half, where the defense, the OKC defense more specifically, the number one rated defense in the NBA, not even close. Like, it's OKC, and then it's somewhere down is number two. OKC is easily the best team in the NBA when it comes to defense. Every measurable confirms that. Yet the Golden State Warriors put some points on them, and that defense was suffocating Stephen Curry. Again, Steph only had 4 points in the first half. But in the second half, he lit it up. Again, I mentioned he had 17 points, but in that first half, while he was being suffocated, while he was being swarmed, while the OKC defense was focusing largely on Steph, you had Mr. Andrew Wiggins stepping up. The leading scorer for the Golden State Warriors tonight, Andrew Wiggins. I don't think it's a coincidence that as the trade deadline approaches, you see him shift into that whole other gear. He likes living in the Bay Area. He likes playing for the Warriors, but there's a good chance performances like these will prevent Golden State from actually trading him. And in the first half of this game, he had 15 points. He was 3 of 5 shooting from deep, 6 of 9 shooting from the field. His first half production, along with a lot of individual performances that stuck out from folks like Kevon Looney. GP2 had a great game tonight. Moses Moody had a great game tonight. Dennis Schroeder, for the most part, had a good game. He was missing some three-point shots that, had he made those, this would have been a comfortable win, as opposed to the tight affair that we saw down the stretch. But Dennis Schroeder had a good game. Brandon Pajemski, the box score may not reflect that he had a great night, but he was making some clutch buckets down the stretch and still finished in double-digit scoring on the evening. But Andrew Wiggins, man, they're not winning this game without him. He started this game yet again at the power forward position alongside Quinn Post. The Golden State Warriors rolled out their 29th, right? 29th? I actually need to double check that myself because I cannot remember if it was the 28th or the 29th starting lineup that they've rolled out this season. I just want to confirm that because I like getting facts accurate if possible. And I had this written down. Let me just double check real fast. I apologize for stalling here. Okay, so the Golden State Warriors, their starting lineup, it was the 28th. I apologize. Different starting lineup this season. They went with Quinn Post, and it wasn't working out. The Warriors didn't have a great start to this game. They weren't being blown out or anything. They kept it close throughout. And me personally, I wish Quinn Post was actually given more of a shot as this game went along. You saw him get the yank after the first quarter, and I think we saw him for one other appearance in this game. Quinn Post finishing the night, playing 8 minutes and 8 seconds, and had zeros across the board. Oh, yeah, it was a Tony Snell night, folks. Quinn Post. But look, he's a rookie. And if he had a coach who had more patience, I imagine he'd get more than 8 minutes and 8 seconds as your starting center. But he did have a Tony Snell evening. In case you don't understand what that reference means, Tony Snell infamously had a box score of just zeros, like just a perfect nothing burger. And Quinn Post tonight, in those 8 minutes and 8 seconds, did not even put up a field goal attempt. The only numbers he put up were 2 turnovers and 3 personal fouls. So Andrew, and the whole reason I'm even bringing up Quinn Post is because Andrew Wiggins started alongside him, but Wiggins held his own. And again, this is here's the deal. The OKC Thunder play small ball. So the Warriors, their style fits playing against OKC. And again, this is where I cannot emphasize enough. Tonight's win, if the Warriors think they don't need to make a trade because of this, they've gobbled up that fool's gold and they're fools themselves, because most teams in the NBA do not play small ball. At least a lot of them don't. And again, I'm looking at the Nuggets. I'm looking at the Lakers. Andrew Wiggins starting as your power forward will not fly against teams like that. It worked here, and he is easily our player of the game. He is our Underdog Fantasy player of the game because Wiggins, again, while Stephen Curry had the awesome second half, Wiggins was the model of consistency from beginning to end. 27 points, leading the Golden State Warriors in that category. A plus 14 in net rating, tied for the team league in that category. He was 5 of 8 shooting from deep, massively clutch there. 10 of 17 from the field total. He also added 4 rebounds. He added 2 assists. He added a steal. He added a block. He only committed 1 foul in this game. Had 3 free throw attempts, which is low by his standards. And side note, on my Underdog Fantasy bet tonight, I bet that Wiggins would make 3 or more free throws. He made 2 of them because he was 2 of 3, so I did not cover that one. It's okay. I'll live. And Andrew Wiggins, though, again, 27 points, 4 boards, 2 assists. That 5 of 8 shooting from deep, though, beautiful. And he is our Underdog Fantasy player of the game. Use the promo code GSW to earn up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick. Before I continue on reading stats and recapping what was an awesome game, especially if you watch this from beginning to end, I'm going to post the link if anyone wants to come on and share their thoughts. The trade deadline, so I'm laughing because apparently the fact that I'm a squinty SOB has become a bit, and I'm reading some people talking about my eyes being squinty. It's just the way it is. When I smile, and especially when the Warriors win and my mood gets up a little bit, which means I'm smiling more than usual, I get squinty-eyed. I cannot get stoned before a show. I am not sharp enough to host a show, especially by myself. If I had a co-host, at least maybe they could carry me, but no, I'm not high. I will get high the moment this show comes to an end. But until then, I'm going to be sober for all you folks out there. And the link is now available. If anybody wants to join us tonight, please do so. LaRoche, Golden Dazer, 5 months and counting. Welcome to the program, brother. Great to see you. Anyways, so the link is there. If anyone wants to join the show tonight, the invite is wide open. Now, I mentioned that Andrew Wiggins is our player of the game, but he's not the only one who deserves mentions and deserves accolades. I talked about Stephen Curry scoring those 17 second half points after a slow first half where he scored just 4 points. And this carried over from an awful second half the last time we saw him play because he didn't play in the Jazz game. So it was a relief to see Stephen Curry post the second half numbers that he did, more specifically in that second half for Mr. Wardell Stephen Curry. He played 16 minutes, 51 seconds, 5 of 8 from deep in that second half, replicating Andrew Wiggins' number for the total of 48 minutes, 17 points in that second half, and leading the Golden State Warriors in the second half in scoring, but ultimately to the victory. So kudos to Stephen Curry, kudos to the Golden State Warriors, and kudos to Kai, who is now on the program. Kai, welcome. I believe you're joining us in Florida. Correct me if I'm wrong. How are you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. Straight out of the Sunshine State, straight out of Florida. Listen, man, it's a wonderful win tonight. And
it is.
This is against Oklahoma City. I mean, this is not like us beating Washington and you say, well, that's only Washington. Now we beat Chicago and we say, well, that's only Chicago. This is the team with the best record in the league. And we came from behind to beat them. We were down by 14 points. We came from behind and we won a crucial game that we needed to win against OKC. And then another crucial thing, it was not Stephen Curry doing the damage. Down the stretch, yes, he was crucial. But it's good that we can win with Steph being our second best performer. No.
Agreed. And again, Kai, just to add to that, this is the second time they've beaten him this season. The one loss was very close.
Should have been 3 times. We know
it should have been 3 times. Yes, sir.
Right. So now we're talking the trade deadline. I do agree with you that we need to make a trade. We do not need to trade for Jimmy Butler. We should not trade for Jimmy Butler. It's a bad idea because we'd have to move Wiggins. And right now, if and it's a big if Jimmy Butler is better than Wiggins, it's not that much better for us to pay him no $48 million.
Kai, I don't know if this will reassure you or not. I would bet every penny I own, I would bet this house that the Warriors will not trade Andrew Wiggins. It would be one of the biggest shockers of my life if the Warriors actually traded Andrew Wiggins. Could they get Jimmy Butler in a different avenue?
They'd have to trade
I'm not saying you're advocating for Butler either. I'm not advocating for Butler. The whole show last night with Larry, my point was doing nothing is a colossal mistake. That was my argument. It wasn't I want Jimmy Butler. I was just saying if you make a move for Jimmy Butler, that's better than doing absolutely nothing. The status quo will not suffice. With all that said, Jimmy Butler is not my target. That is not who I'm clamoring
doing
for.
Nothing is bad. Doing nothing would be bad.
That's all I'm saying.
But the only thing worse than doing nothing is trading for Jimmy Butler. Trading for Jimmy Butler is worse than doing nothing. Now, who are the pieces that I think they should go for? I would go for Vucevic. He's not the perfect person because
there's no perfect person.
Yeah, because he doesn't defend, but he would help us. So I would trade for Vucevic because it wouldn't take much to get Vucevic. You can trade away a $12 million and a $9 million contract along with a second round pick, and that's Vucevic that you'd get there.
Kai, let me ask you this because we have a lot of people I want to get to, so we'll make this fast. But let me ask you this real quickly. What? And I thought it was curious and fascinating that Quentin Post started tonight. Me personally, if I was the head coach of an NBA team, I would not throw a rookie into a game this big. Like if I'm going to start Quentin Post and give him, crucial, important minutes like that, I would maybe save a team like the Jazz. Now, with that said, hold on. Now, with that said, my suspicion is that because they started Quentin Post in a game like this, that maybe this was an audition to see if he could handle an opponent like OKC. If he can rise to the occasion starting in a game like this, I don't think he passed the test, at least certainly not in Steve Kerr's eyes. And maybe this was the test for the Warriors to see if they need to trade for Nikola Vucevic. And my guess is after tonight's game, the answer is yes, you do. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what also, because I would rather for them to do nothing than to make a foolish trade. I'd rather for them to not make any trades at all than to make a foolish trade. Because even if we don't make any trades at all, I'll tell you what's our deadline trade. We're trading for Jonathan Kuminga at the deadline. We're trading to get Jonathan Kuminga because we get Kuminga back after the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So I'd rather do nothing than make a stupid ass trade. I'd rather.
What's
I'd rather go for De'Aaron Fox.
Kai, I'm gonna get to Gary Garcia here next, but before we go, Jimmy Butler, your point's been made. That would be a stupid ass trade. Is there any other player out there that you think would be worse than doing nothing?
No. I'd go for Zion or Vucevic. Those are the two trades we should be looking at.
All right, so Jimmy Butler is the line, and I think a lot of people share your sentiments.
No, sorry to curse on your show.
I don't care, God, dude. This is not a G-rated show, man. It's all good. You're fine, man. Kai, pleasure as always, brother. Any final thoughts before I get to Gary?
Yeah, man. Everybody just celebrate this win tonight, man. Big win, huge win.
Go
Warriors!
It was. Dub Nation, if you feel good about this, you should. This was a big win. Kai, always a pleasure, brother. Love you, man. Thank you for coming on. I want to give Gary Garcia the floor. It is now yours. Welcome to the program.
Hello there, Shai. Here from the Dominican Republic.
Hello.
First of all, it was a good win, but let's not fool ourselves. This idea from Krug that we should protect the 2031. No, let's go all in now. The future is now. Our superstar needs help. The future is now. Trade them away. Let's keep the bench.
Yes, sir.
Most of it. And let's do what we can to help Curry. He needs the help.
Yes, sir. Is that it?
No. Sometimes I feel that regarding post, sometimes I feel that Kerr, when he's forced to play some players that he doesn't want to play, he likes put them under the fire and set them up to fail. Like, you see, I told you, he's not ready. Get me my veterans.
And the Quentin Post thing was a very auspicious move. I didn't really understand it, other than maybe this was a test to see how ready he is for a big stage like this. And look, if tonight starting him and Kerr not being pleased with the performance means they're going to make a deal for that position specifically,
let's go.
Right, sign me up. Vucevic is saying all the right things. Supposedly, I read a report that Vucevic commented on whether or not he would want to play for the Warriors, and he said yes. Great sign, man. I mean, usually when a player that is linked to a team and trade innuendo like this, as it has been for months now, or at least weeks, and they're starting to comment on it in a positive manner, that's a really good sign. Those are tea leaves being sprinkled out, laying the picture for what could happen. So, but I'm with you in terms of Quentin Post. I didn't think it was fair that he only played 8 minutes, 8 seconds. Like, it would have been nice to see him get more of a shot. But we all know Steve Kerr does not have the patience for that, which is why he can't develop players. You got to be patient. You got to let them play through the mistakes.
The headlights. He looks scared. At one point, I saw him like out of sorts. He looked very, very bad. But he needed a little bit more of run on the second half. The thing is that I hope that Curry is sitting down behind closed doors and saying, being selfish, I need help. I want it now. Do it. Do what you have to do. In the public, he will always say the right thing, protect the future, leave the franchise better than we found it. The future is now.
You're right. I'm totally with you, man. All right, Gary, there's a lot of people waiting, and we have a lot to talk about. Any final thoughts before we move on?
No, that would be all, man.
How is the Dominican Republic treating you before we go?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Beautiful. All right, so the weather's good, man. You're enjoying the winter Caribbean?
No. This is summer all year long.
That's what I thought. That's where I was leading. Brother, thank you so much as always, man. I hope you have a good night. I hope you're enjoying and reveling in this win, because it was a big win. Regardless of the big picture here, this was a big win. And this is why I'm not giving up on this team. For the folks out there who are perpetuating this nonsense that it's just over for the Warriors. No, they're a move away. Maybe, they are a move away. But the fact that the OKC Thunder are the best team in the Western Conference by every measurable imaginable, by eye test, by whatever standard you want to set for who is the best in the West, OKC is it. But the Warriors have their number. That alone tells you do not squander this season. You do not pretend that you could just waste away another year of Stephen Curry's life, man. They got to do something. They don't have an answer still for the Nuggets. They don't have an answer still for the Lakers.
Nice.
That's where you need size. but tonight showed you don't give up. You double down on
Sorry.
this team and make a move.
Sorry, one last thing. The West is there for the taking. This is the sign. These are the signs. It's there. Make the move. Make the calls.
Yes, sir.
Good night, man.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care.
Gary, have a great night, brother. Thank you so much. Joining us live from the Dominican. That's our international contingent, ladies and gentlemen. Love that stuff. I want to bring up one reason why the Warriors need to make a deal, because I saw the OKC Thunder tonight killing the Warriors in one particular category. And in a lot of ways, the Warriors were very fortunate to come away with this game, because the OKC Thunder were missing a lot of shots they normally make. Lou Dortz, 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. Cason Wallace, 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. Aaron Wiggins, 0 of 4 from beyond the arc. That does not normally happen. Isaiah Joe was 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. He does that on the reg. But besides the fact that the Warriors lucked out a little bit in terms of OKC not hitting their threes at the level they're accustomed to, OKC was murdering Golden State on the glass. There were countless possessions where the Thunder were getting second, third chance opportunities because of offensive rebounds. The Thunder tonight had 17 offensive rebounds to 7 for the Golden State Warriors. The Thunder grabbed 50 rebounds tonight. It's insane that the Warriors even kept up with them. They had 42, but they still got out-rebounded by 8. And that is why you need help. That is why, even with tonight's victory, as good as it feels, you do not pretend that this Warriors team is ready to take on whoever. They got killed on the glass tonight. And if they're going to get killed on the glass by a team like the Thunder, Denver and LA will slaughter this team. They got to get some help in that department. Let's go to David. I'm going chronologically here. David, you're on the show. How are you doing?
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, so honestly, it was a great win. But we
Can you speak up a little bit? Your levels are really low.
Oh, okay. Is it better now?
But better now. Yes, go ahead.
All right. So, I mean, it was a great win, but like, we really can't be delusional and stuff, because like the matchup, it was really a matchup heavy dependent win today, because they play smaller and we were able to put Andrew Wiggins on the 4. But really, like, by the All-Star break, we really need to get into like at least a winning streak. We need to at least win at least 4 of the 5 games, next games, because like if we really don't do this at this point, it might be a better decision to close up the season. If we don't trade anything, if we don't even get a trade for Nikola Vucevic or something, we should just close the season, rest Curry for next season, and get these young people like Guey Santos, Quentin Post, all those people to develop.
Who's that second guy? Can you say his name again?
Quentin Post?
No, not him. The other guy.
Guey Santos?
It's Guey. I love that you call him Gooey.
Oh, that's not that.
Dude, you might have started something there, man. Guey Santos, man. Dropping the goo. I love it. Continue on, brother. I don't mean to make fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
That was funny.
Yeah, so, I mean, it really is heavy dependent on these next 5 games to see if we can get into some rhythm. And consistency is really important. And Andrew Wiggins has been really that like standard for us. He's been balling out, to be honest. And if we really can get these like even pods, he's been playing good too. So if we can get these like pods and stuff to be consistent, like there might be hope. And the West is pretty open. And just we're really just one center away, to be honest, to be like competing with these high level teams. So yeah.
I love it. Where in the world are you, man?
Oh, Oakland.
Oh, you're in the house, dude. I like it. What part of Oakland?
West Oakland.
Beautiful, dude. Are you happy with the changes you've seen over the last 10 years, or does it frustrate you like a lot of folks in the city?
It's really frustrating. I know there's been a lot of bipping and stuff. It's really bad out here, but just praying for it to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Thank you for chiming in, brother. I really appreciate it. Are you on socials? Let the folks know how people can follow you, man.
I mean,
or not. You don't have to. I'm not.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know.
You're all good. You're all good. David, I appreciate it, man. I'm going to, for the rest of my life, Guey Santos will always be associated with you. That's awesome, dude. Guey. I don't know why no one said that until now, but Guey it is. And Guey will be retired and Guey will take his place. David, have a great night, man. I'm going to get to Naveen in just a second, who's going to join us. I want to address some of these paid chats, starting with JJ Lee dropping $4.99, saying Pajemski and now Quentin Post on a loose leash compared to Kuminga. Well, Quentin Post, not tonight. He played 8 minutes and 8 seconds. The Pajemski thing, yeah, that's been going on since last year. And it's just, evidence of Steve Kerr's favoritism, and it ain't the right way to lead. I will say that. But JJ Lee, if I got your name right, adding, I see a trend here. Maybe James Wiseman and Kuminga was an affirmative action drafting. Oh, I didn't read that. You're going racial on this. I'm not gonna go there. I get it. I've heard people express that level of frustration before. I'm not going to touch that though, just because without hard evidence, it's just, I don't think it's fair to start dropping the race card. But I could understand some people being frustrated at the same time. And look, you got your opinion, you dropped the money, and it's out there now. So JJ Lee, we could agree to disagree on the race part of it. I don't think Steve Kerr is racist, in case that's where you're leaning. Damian LaRoche dropping $1.99, saying stripper Wiggins for 2 more years. I'll pass on that. And again, Andrew Wiggins, in terms of whether or not he's a tradable asset, it's dividing the fan base, man. It is definitely a polarizing issue. There are people who think he's an untouchable asset. I'm not in that category. Damian, I'm with you. Like, look, I'm not saying just throw him away. I was saying that a couple years ago, or at least a year and a half ago. I'm not saying that now. He's clearly contributing. He's, he was the player of the game tonight. He was the difference in the Warriors beating the Thunder. But at the same time, I don't view him as this like untouchable, on a pedestal level player. Like, I'm not putting him there either. So I feel you on that. Naveen, welcome to the show. How are you doing, brother?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Doing okay, man. Floor is yours. Enlighten us, sir.
I'm happy that we won. Like, it was a great game, and it was against the number 1 team. Apart from that, which I want to mention is, I felt like all these years, like most of the time, Oracle and Chase Center was a little bit different. I somehow feel that Oracle was like used to buzz a lot that compared to Chase. But today, somehow, second half, like Chase Center was like, I felt that like Oracle vibes. I don't know if you observed it or if I felt myself, I am not sure. But I really felt it. Apart from that, everyone who stepped on the floor, I think, contributed today, literally, from the team, right? Like whoever you saw, like Gary Payton, then even Buddy Hield in the third, like he played, like, I think, lower minutes today. But I think in the third, like he had a good stretch, like 2-3 minutes where he dropped in 2 shots and gave like good passes, right?
I'm glad you brought that up, man. So Buddy Hield, and I tweeted this earlier tonight, and I also posted this on Threads. I'm active on both those social media platforms. Buddy Hield, since December 1st, has been shooting 30.4% from 3.
Right.
That's really bad, man. And more specifically, because in the first, he started the game again. I don't understand why he keeps starting games. It's wild. Again, Steve Kerr, he has his favorites. He relies on his gut in terms of who to trust. He trusts Buddy Hield. I don't understand it. With that said, and here I'll share the screen so people can follow along for all the visual learners out there, and I'll obviously articulate this for the podcast audience. But since December 1st, Buddy Hield has shot 55 for 181 from deep. That translates to 30.4%. And in the first half of this game tonight, because he started, and I think more specifically was first quarter minutes, he was 0 of 3. He then started the second half, which was insane. I was like, oh my God, we're seeing even more of this. But like you said, he did have a brief moment there where it was good. And I think this was near the end of the game where we saw him in the closing lineup with like 3 minutes to play. And at least I was looking at that going, oh my God, again. But there was a brief moment there. I think he even hit a 3. Was it I can't remember which was the good stretch. Was it right at the start of the second half?
He hit a 3. No, in the third quarter, he hit a 3.
It was third. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then pass it on to Loon. And then again, he hit layup. It was like quick 2 minute stretch or something like that. But
Yeah,
that's
I
where
mean,
the game
here's the
turned. I felt.
contrast for you. Buddy Hield in the first half, all right? Because again, he
No, yeah,
started this game abysmally.
yeah,
Buddy Hield was 0 of 4, 0 of 3 from deep, 0 points. He
yeah.
had a
He was
Tony
not
Snell type of
playing.
yeah,
He's
he had
not
2
playing well
rebounds in
at
the
all.
first half. 2 rebounds.
Yep.
Now in the second half, completely different story. And this is what this is just feeding off what you're saying here about Buddy. Buddy Hield in the second half tonight, perfect 2 of 2 from the field. Perfect. He had 1 3-point attempt and made that, and that was clutch too. They really needed that from him. But maybe this stat sticks out the most for Buddy Hield. Besides the plus 14 in net rating in the second half, he had in those 9 minutes, 26 seconds of second half minutes, 4 assists. That's huge.
Exactly.
He was getting people involved, and he added a steal, so he was playing good defense. Now, with that said, I'm not going to pretend that because he had a good second half that we're just going to forget 2 months of abysmal play. But
No, obviously.
I hear what you're saying too, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was not playing well at all. But then I felt that okay, the game momentum was like little bit switching at that point. But apart from that, BP was great. Again, Schroeder was really really good. Like he's having. I think maybe he took some time to adjust, but I think last 2-3 games, I think he's coming up. I think he's doing good. Somehow, as he was mentioning, as I don't know if there is a possibility for Warriors to go for Vucevic and Levine. I don't know, Zach Levine. Go get both of them if possible. Somehow. I don't know
Well,
if
here's the
it is
thing.
possible.
Because again, Anthony Slater and I think Marcus Thompson, they collaborated. They both had bylines on the same story for The Athletic. And what they reported is that the Warriors have at least some interest in Zach LaVine. Now, here's the thing. If you want Vucevic and Zach LaVine, Wiggins has to be included. I don't think there's any way you can pull that.
60 plus million, right? 60
It's a lot of
million.
money. Exactly. You'd
Yeah.
have to do it for the money reasons. Would you be okay with that?
No. Weeks is like, I don't know. I mean, if we trade him or not, that depends on the player whom we are getting. But I think Wicks is like now like homegrown. I don't know, not homegrown, but he is connected with fans now. Obviously, he had his reasons for the past couple of years. He didn't do well after the championship, but I think maybe it went past him because with his family. I think now he's at a peace of mind. I think this season he's showing up, especially last month and a half. He's really good.
Agreed.
Actually, he's the consistent player in the team. Actually.
And I just put the link back in the chat, by the way, if anyone else wants to join before Ryan Leong comes on the program. Any final thoughts, though, Naveen, before we move on, man? You're making great points, and I'm going to mention GP2's numbers in just a second here. Steve White bringing up that monster dunk, which was probably the highlight of the game.
Last time when we connected, we were ranting about GP2 because he was not playing well at all. If you remember, I connected with you sometime back. Yeah,
I'm not going to pretend that with this one game, I'm suddenly like.
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I was ranting him too. But past couple of games, I think he's doing good. We won or not, I don't know. Like I think
not the last game. Last game he was borderline worthless.
Maybe the other game, I think.
I think it was the 2 games ago.
2 games.
And look, I've toned down my criticism of GP2 considerably. At least I hope I think I have. I've tried to for one reason and one reason only, and that's because he's clearly Stephen Curry's guy. The evidence was to me presented in the game last night against the Jazz, where we barely saw GP2. He did not start, and then tonight Stephen Curry's back. He's starting. GP2 starts. Look, Stephen Curry clearly
somehow they do this pick and roll with Steph. It is working. I don't know.
Well, it works.
Working.
Yeah. It works tonight. It's not going to work against the Lakers.
Yeah,
it's not going to work against the Nuggets.
Yeah,
and look, worst case scenario, because look, that $8 million he makes, it's too much to just not do something about that, right? Like, so worst case scenario, look, you trade, and I know I don't like criticizing GP2 or Looney. I completely understand the value they bring emotionally in terms of the sentimentality, the nostalgia, and they're good dudes. Like I hate criticizing them, but I also can't ignore like what they're doing on the court consistently, right? Like you have nights like tonight, awesome, but this is not the norm. This is the exception. And all I'm saying is trade those guys because of the expiring contracts and just bring them back next year for veteran minimums, man. Like you can bring them right back into the fold next season And after you win a title this year, ride off into the sunset together, man. Enjoy your farewell the next 2 years together. But for this year, either you can have your feel-good moment together and get eliminated after one round of the postseason if you make the postseason, or make a trade, get a team that could carry you all the way, and then just bring them back next year, man, and have fun, dude. But that's all I'm saying, man. Does that sound crazy to you, Naveen? What do you think?
No, I mean, once we part ways, I don't think they're coming back. That's for sure. Because I think they're gonna, if they're packaged in a deal, obviously they might be getting someone else. But see, like even though we were losing this whole season, like apart from maybe 3 or 4, I remember 3 or 4 wins, like where we got blown away. But apart from that, I mean, Warriors are losing by 5 or 10 something. Like they were showing today on the graphic, right? So now Warriors are tied with Minnesota for clutch games in the league, like 29 or 30. So meaning if we play last 4 or 5 minutes well, you would have won, right? So meaning again, it all points to the same thing which we were talking about. Maybe 1 or 2 people away from having really good team.
I
And
think so. I think this
yeah,
team is 1 or 2 players away from winning the whole effing thing, man. And when you're
yeah,
that close, and again, it's been a while since I brought this up, but the stakes of Stephen Curry's legacy are so high, man. If Steph wins a 5th championship, Naveen, you and I are going to be old someday. If we live to 80, 90,
exactly.
still talking about this shit, like still bragging about this shit, man. Like the
Man,
Niners
like
won their 5th Super Bowl in 1995. I think I was still in high school, and I'm still bragging about that. I still think back to that, and I just smile, and I love it. And I want that for Stephen Curry, man.
exactly,
Call me selfish or crazy, whatever
whoever
label you
is,
want to apply. I don't give it a shit, dude. I want Steph to get that 5th championship. That's my agenda.
yeah,
After
we
this,
should,
who cares?
yeah,
There's some other
exactly.
people waiting, man. And
Wait, wait,
Shardol
wait.
is going to be our last member of the audience coming
I'm
on
gonna
before Ryan Leong joins us. Naveen, thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
thank you
Where are
very
you?
much.
Where are you, by the way? Where are you in the Bay Area?
No, no, no. I used to stay in Bay Area. Now I'm in Dallas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
yeah,
at least for tonight, you're here in California, hey, brother. Thanks for
yeah.
joining us,
Thank
man.
you. Bye. Mhm.
Thank you. Let's go to Cam in the chat. Cam would love. Oh, Cam. I know who you are now, man. I'm getting familiar with you. How are you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, what's up with it?
What's up?
Hey, yeah, this was definitely a good win, but I
Are
don't
you
want to
eating
get too
Doritos?
happy.
Are you munching right now, brother? I
Nah,
heard a crisp of a chip. Is that what you just did?
nah, nah, I'm driving.
I don't care if you did. I'm just wondering. Okay, you're driving. All right, go ahead. I thought I heard a Dorito, and you got me hungry. Go ahead, brother. Floor is yours. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, man. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah. I don't want to be too happy about this win because Kerr's still doing the same type of things. Pods just hit a big shot, and he took him out the game. Like, come on, you messing up people's confidence. When
I
they do
noticed
good,
that.
you take them out. And
I
the
noticed.
Quentin
I
Post
noticed
thing,
that.
yeah, he did look a little bad in there, but he had GP2 as the 4. He don't got no help, so he just leaving it all on Post to try to be the big man. If he would have had a power forward, then I believe Post would have did better.
Well, and again, 8 minutes and 8
And I
seconds
hate
is
how keep playing with Guy's minutes. I can't hear you. Hold on, let me see.
no. You're all good. You're all good. No, go, I'll stop. I'll
Yeah.
stop interrupting you. Just finish your thought, please. Go ahead. And by the way, Chief in the chat dropping $1.99 saying, "How do you join your live?" I put the link in the
I ain't gonna
chat.
lie, I couldn't hear nothing you were saying, so but
I wasn't talking to you. You're good, Cam. I was telling Chief in the audience real fast. So I'm going to mute you for 1 second, Cam. Chief, again, just click on that link. I posted it in the chat. All you got to do is either click it or copy and paste it, and you're on the program. It's that simple. Hope I made that clear. And again, try to jump in before Ryan Leong joins us live from Chase Center. Cam, I'm going to shut up now. You're back on the show. Floor is yours, man. Express yourself.
Try to jump in before Ryan Leong joins us live from Chase Center. Cam, I'm going to shut up now. You're back on the show.
I didn't hear what you were saying. What was you saying?
Just go ahead. Good. The floor is yours. Just finish up, please. Go ahead. Cam, you're on delay, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, my shit tweaking right now. But
You're all good,
I
dude.
went up
Cam-
to the game. It was at Stride City with my Fire Steve Kerr sign. I don't think nobody seen me. It was a kind of blurry, but I got to talk to Bonte. He came out, took a picture with me, chopped it up with him for a second.
Did you have the sign up in the background of the postgame show?
Kind of blurry, but I got to talk to Bonte. He came
Oh,
out,
this isn't working, dude. Cam, you got to join me. Either turn that thing down or join me another show because we can't have this. You're killing the flow, brother. You're killing the flow.
Yeah,
I love you.
No,
This
it'll
is
be
working.
pregame show.
Okay, was the sign displayed?
Turn that thing down or join me another show because we can't have this.
Got you.
I gotta run, brother. I love you. Let's try this again another time. That is not working. Shardol, how you doing, brother?
How's it going? I love all your content and videos on your channel. I love everything you do covering the Warriors. You're a great guy. Great Professor Sounds Estate.
Thank you.
This was a great win for the Warriors. Despite SGA going off for 52 points. That was not easy to see. You never like to see an opposing player go off for those many points. I thought Steph Curry would do that tonight, but he didn't have that type of numbers tonight, which is not what I like to see as a Warriors fan.
Agree. And Shardol, real fast. Cam, if you can hear me, when I bring you back, do not have that radio or device on, okay? That's where the delay comes and it screws everything up. I want to give you another shot of this. Shardol, continue on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it was a great win tonight. You know, it wasn't a great win, but in the end, a win is a win. And that's all that matters in the end.
I don't think this was just a win, man. I mean, the Warriors, for the second time in 3 games, beat one of the NBA's best teams. You could argue OKC is the best team, certainly by record and standings. I'm looking at the standings right now because I have not seen lately who actually has the best record in the NBA. Okay, so Cleveland is 38-9. OKC is now 37-9. A half game separates those two teams, and the Warriors have beaten them for the second time this year. It is not just a game, man. There is some significance and relevance to these wins, man. It's a big deal. And by the way, Cam, come back. I want to hear that story about your sign. Shardol, go ahead, dude.
This is the second win for the Warriors. They beat the Utah Jazz, and they won this game against the Thunder. So it's 2 games for the Warriors. So this is history. I hope they can win more. They've won 2 in a row. They're on a 2-game winning streak. I mean, the Warriors are a great team, by the way. Such great starts on this team. You know, you got Jonathan Kuminga, you got Moses Moody, you got Steph Curry, you got Kevon Looney. It wasn't our best win because OKC came back and they made it interesting. So it was a great win, but it wasn't our best win. I think we had much better wins overall in the season.
Okay, what was a better win than this one?
I think the Utah Jazz was a good one because we beat the worst team in the NBA. Which is at record of 10-35. They're currently on a 7-game losing streak. They're tanking right now. They're trying to get the number 1 pick in the draft. That's why they're losing a lot of their games. But I think that was a statement win because we took down the worst team in the NBA. And anytime you take down the worst team who has a worse record in the NBA, it's always a great feeling.
Shardol, the trade deadline is a week from tomorrow. Who do you want the Warriors to trade for?
I want the Warriors to trade for Nikola Vucevic.
That sounds exactly. That seems like the ideal.
I think Nikola Vucevic will bring talent to this Warriors organization.
Nikola Vucevic would bring a lot to the table, man. What about this latest speculation on Zach LaVine? Side note: the Warriors could have had Zach LaVine this offseason. What I believe for Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins straight up. Now, granted, a lot of people love Andrew Wiggins, so maybe that didn't sound like a great trade to a lot of you. But with that said, what about the Zach LaVine part of this? His name is being mentioned in trade rumors.
I mean, I would love to get him too. I mean, like whoever we can get at the trade deadline, even either if it's Nikola Vucevic or Zach LaVine, we need to strengthen this route. We need to strengthen this team as much as we can. We need to bring in a lot of players to bolster the roster. Man, like if we get Vucevic and LaVine, you know how exciting that this team would be? You know how exciting the Warriors would be? Warriors would be like on everybody and all Warriors fans will be on cloud nine if we got LaVine and Vucevic. Like if we got two of those big men, dude, this would be a wholly different story, man. Like this would be like a wholly different story. Like it will be everybody will be talking about like we got Vucevic, we got LaVine, the Warriors got two big men. It's going to be exciting to see them play next year. So that's going to be.
I'm going to have you stay on. I'm bringing Cam back. Cam, and then Chief, you'll be our final audience member for the night before we go to Ryan Leong. Cam, you're back, man, and I want to hear the sign story. Floor is yours.
Oh, yeah. I was on break at work on my lunch. Decided to go up there real quick, made my sign. It was kind of blurry, so you really couldn't see. They kept trying to move the camera. Every time I get behind the camera, they pan to the next one. You could see the cardboard, but I don't know if you could read what it said. Because I was, they got that little barrier. I was about to jump over the thing and slap it on the glass, but I don't want to get banned from the stadium, man.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, don't get in trouble. But you're saying that every time like that you got in the camera's eyesight, they would shift the camera or they'd try to move on from you.
Right. Then I finally got Bonte attention. He came out because I called 95.7 the game all the time, so he ended up knowing who I was. Talked for a little bit, then he went back in.
That's incredible. By the way, I might get called in to fill in for KNBR every once in a while. The rival of 95.7. Stay tuned for that.
So I have something to say about SGA.
Please go ahead. Shardol.
SGA is hands down. He's one of the best players. He has so much talent. It's bleeding into all of his games. This is the second time that SGA has scored more than 50 points. He scored 54 points against the Jazz when they played the OKC Thunder, and he's playing, and the Warriors are playing the OKC Thunder, where he scored 52 points. So it's showing why he's hands on one of the best players. I mean, you clearly said that, Sai. I wholly agree. 100% wholly agree with you that he is one of the best players. And if you're ranking the top 10 greatest players in the NBA, SGA definitely has to be on the top of that list, number one on that list.
Among
definitely
them, yeah.
For sure.
I'd still take Nikola Jokic. I'd still take Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'd still take, call me crazy, call me biased. I don't give a damn. I'll still take Stephen Curry. But with that said, yes, for the
as
MVP
a Warriors fan,
voting,
as a Warriors fan, as a Warriors fan, it really haunts me to see a player on the opposing team go off for 52 points in 2 games, more than 50 points in 2 games. So that clearly shows that this guy has talent. Like this guy is not afraid to go up against any team and bring his A game against any opponent. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They could be playing the Lakers, they could be playing the Bulls, they could be playing the Jazz, the Rockets, any team SGA plays on, he's bringing his A game every single night. And that's what I like about this team. I'm a Warriors fan. I don't like talking about players on opposing teams like SGA, but I just have to say SGA is a great player, and he definitely brings the A game to every single team he goes up against. He tries to bring 100% effort every single night. Every single night.
As Ray 1953 in the chat writes, 50 points and a loss. I could give 2 shits about the 52 points, provided they lost. If it was a win, it would hurt. But I could
as a Warriors fan, I'm definitely gonna roast SGA on social media, telling that, dude, you put up 52 points against the Warriors, but you still lost. Like, he's gonna get roasted all over social media.
Good.
Like all over social media.
Talk that shit. I gotta run though, man.
I'm gonna roast SG all over social media.
Please do, brother. I love you, man. Thanks as always for coming on.
It's great coming on the show, and I'll definitely call in next time. I really love calling to your show.
I love having you, brother. Thank you so much for the love and support. I can feel your empathy, dude. Cam, any final thoughts for you, brother, before we go?
I wasn't able to join when you were doing the Lakers and Warriors postgame show. I wasn't able to join the show, but I'm glad I'm here.
Thank you, Shardol. Cam, your final thoughts. Go ahead, man.
I think the only reason Post looked it so shaky is because they have GP2 at the 4. If we would have had a big man out there helping with some more size, I think he would have did a little bit better.
Good theory. That, and I'm not disagreeing with you there. I just want to add, Isaiah Hartenstein is a solid NBA player, dude. And Hartenstein, who was matched up with Post tonight, put up some numbers in this game. Not scoring-wise, only had 4 points, but he had 18 rebounds and 6 assists out of the center position. So Hartenstein's not an easy player to deal with. I don't care who you are. And with all that said, all right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, Shardol. Thank you. Cam,
have a good one.
Cam, do me a favor. Tag me on social media if you see, if there's a photo of that sign or a video, whatever. If there's evidence of you trying to get that sign, post that, please. I want to see it. It sounds like comedy, dude. Please, if tag me if you do, okay?
All right, got you.
Cam, love you, man. Have a great night. Last but not least, the Chief, who dropped the $1.99 to find out how to get on this program. You were on the program, sir. Go ahead, man. Floor is yours.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, all right, brother. You feeling good about the Warriors? How about you?
Man, I'm feeling great right now, you know?
Good. What's on your mind, brother?
It's been a tough about 30 games played, man. We lost about 20. So having a 2-day, going on a 2-win streak, I feel great right now. But
I feel you, man. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, man. I don't know if you do agree or not, but this was a win that they needed, dude. Like, if the Warriors lost this game, morale would have been low, dude. And let me ask you this, Chief, real fast before you continue on and express to all of us what's on your mind. I saw a couple people in the chat say this, and it does concern me. Like, do you think this win will give the Warriors fuel to not make a trade?
They will still need to make a trade for sure. We still
okay, good. Thanks for making me feel better. What's on your mind, brother?
I still have hopes with the Warriors, but I think that's not enough. We don't have enough yet.
I agree. Strongly agree with you there, man.
Yeah. I still have hopes that we might make the playoffs, but at the same time, we don't have enough to make to the deep playoffs.
100. Again, there are 2 teams that worry me. And back in 2022 in the postseason, I was telling folks there are 2 teams that worry me then. It was the Memphis Grizzlies and the Boston Celtics. And Memphis worried me more than Boston. This year, there are 2 teams that worry me even more than those, and that's the Lakers and the Nuggets. Cleveland is another obstacle as well, but the fact that they don't have to worry about that until the NBA Finals provides a bit of relief and lowers the stress levels. But this team is currently constructed there, in my opinion, a very strong opinion. I put money on this. I don't think the Warriors are beating the Lakers or the Nuggets if they met in the postseason.
We are not. We don't have the size for that.
Exactly.
We don't have the size. I mean, if we meet the same team we play today, the OKC, we might beat them because they got the little size as well. That's why we've beat them twice this year, right?
Yes, and barely lost that time, man.
Right, but if we meet the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets, we don't have a chance.
Nope. Agreed.
We don't have a big they can guard Jokic.
Agreed.
Right. So one thing for sure, I think we have a roster that we can build around. Like when we started this year 2024, 2025. If we can start Curry, Wiggs at a 2, I've been trying to get Wiggs at a 2. He can play at a 2. He's shooting about 39%, 38 point some percent. And then play Kuminga at a 3.
God, I can't wait. So people are asking about Kuminga and they want an update on him because folks are clamoring for him to come back. Steve Kerr was asked about this a couple days ago, and he said that he's not close. The latest injury report, which was published on Monday, said it's going to be a 2-week time period before a reevaluation. What that means is that in a week and a half, in other words, on Monday, here I'll get the exact date for you. On Monday, February 10th, we'll update on Jonathan Kuminga, and hopefully on that date, the next report will be a very specific timeline. Like every player has to go through a live scrimmage before they're cleared to come back. So that's what Kuminga is going to have to do. He's going to have to show that he can play in real action. He can handle contact. And then if he does that, Rick Celebrini will give him the green light. So realistically, right now we're recording this on Wednesday, January 29th. I would guess 2 weeks from today is when you could start anticipating a return. But you also have the All-Star game on February 16th. So I would tell folks, realistically, after the All-Star break is when you could expect Kuminga to come back. And when he does, man, I'm with you. I'm excited. I'm excited.
And it shows why we need Kuminga right now, because we don't have nobody that attacks the basket. You know what I'm saying? Like Wiggs, we don't have nobody that goes to the basket and go to the free throw line. We don't have nobody like that. So if we get somebody like Kuminga, I'm not sure if Kuminga gonna come back ready, but if we have somebody that can do the same thing, then we're gonna be good. But for now, we need some trade for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
Then,
what do you think? What do you think about Guey Santos? Do you like that new nickname?
I love him, man. I love that guy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love that guy.
Dude, Guey Santos tonight. The energy, I love that guy too, dude. I don't know why he's not starting. Typical Steve Kerr fashion. The dude starts on that road trip. They win when he starts, and then you don't see him in the starting lineup ever again, even though he's like a perfect 4 for the Steve Kerr system. Guey Santos tonight played 19 minutes, 10 seconds. The box score will not reflect his contributions except for 7 rebounds. He actually was second on the team tonight in rebounding. He had 7 boards, second to GP2. He had a big night, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Did have 4 turnovers, but they survived that. Added a steal. But Guey Santos, man. We're not calling him Guey anymore. He is Guey on this show, dropping those goo bombs full of THC nuggy lovey. Finish up your thoughts, brother, because Ryan Leong is ready to join us, man.
All right. I love Guey. All right, let's so the cursing out, man. So
you're good.
I love Guey. I'm still getting used to say his name though, but I love Guey. Well, I'm a Kenyan I'm a Kenyan, so I just flew from Kenya today just to catch the game. So Guey means something else in my language.
What does it mean?
Guey means something else in my language. Where I come from.
Can you say it, or is it too crass?
It's no, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
What is it? What does it mean?
DOG. DOG. So
well, then sign me up for the Guey, dude. I'm gonna go to Ryan Leong. Chief, any final thoughts?
So, man, I'm still hopeful with the Warriors, man. Like we might
I do too.
Make some moves, and we going back to the playoffs.
I do too, brother.
The game today shows
it tells me they're one move away, dude, from making some real noise. I believe that.
We gotta get that guy from the Bulls, man. The big guy from the Bulls, man. We gotta get that guy.
Nikola Vucevic. Yes, sir.
We gotta get that guy for sure.
Chief, it was a pleasure meeting you, even if it was just hearing you virtually through a screen. It's still an absolute pleasure, brother. Come back on the show, all right?
For sure, man.
All right, man. That was Chief. I believe that our Kenyan brother, if I got that correct, joining us talking about the Warriors. Before Ryan Leong joins us, I see him setting up live from Chase Center. Let's hear from Steve Kerr. This attribution courtesy of Anthony Slater, who was recording during the postgame press conference, and he got some sound from Steve Kerr, who was bringing up a point that I have emphasized repeatedly as well, which is those first 15 games of this NBA season were no mirage, man. The only part of that 15-game season which I would agree was a bit fluky, was the Buddy Hield aspect of it. And what you've seen since those first 15 games when it comes to the defensive approach to Buddy Hield is that teams are not letting him catch and shoot. Like if you like NBA defenses when they play the Warriors do two things primarily. One is all eyes are on Steph. When they play man defense on the Warriors, one player is clearly assigned to Steph, following him around like a fly on honey, just glued to him. But there's always a second set of eyes looking at Steph. Like teams will not let Steph burn them. A second player they look at, and this could be why he gets minutes, is because of the attention he still gets, even though I don't think that's good enough a justification for giving Buddy Hield the minutes he gets for the starting role that he has. But teams are focused on Buddy in the sense that they don't want him to be a catch and shoot player because that's his game. What they're forcing Buddy Hield to do is get the ball in scenarios where he has to shoot off the dribble. That is not his game. And that adjustment from opposing defenses is what's changed from the first 15 games. Now, all the Warriors have to do is figure out how to replicate those Buddy Hield points. And it's why they need to desperately make a trade. It's why Nikola Vucevic will be so ideal as a stretch 5 offensively, because he can score those points and give the spacing to Stephen Curry that he gets when Buddy's on the floor. I believe that wholeheartedly, man. Those first 15 games were not a fluke. And courtesy of Anthony Slater, here is Steve Kerr talking about those first 15 games. I will say this before I play it. I really don't like how happy Steve gets from these regular season wins. I don't remember Phil Jackson ever showing emotion following regular season games. I prefer stoicism. I prefer being stoic and keeping a straight face and not showing emotion and not pretending these regular season games mean more than they do. I'm seeing that smile on his face right now. I don't like it. I don't remember him acting like this early in the dynasty. Now, with all that said, turn your volume up on your devices, because Anthony Slater is publishing this on his phone. So the audio levels on your device have to get cranked up. Here is Steve Kerr after tonight's game and reflecting on those first 15 games where the Warriors were 12-3.
I don't know what to do with Shai. I asked Mark at one point to just leave him on the bench for a couple more minutes, and he didn't comply. So I think Shai came back in with like 10 minutes left in the fourth. And I looked down to Mark and said, can't give him 2 more minutes? That would be really helpful for us. And he just like, it's pick your poison with him, you know. And the good thing for us down the stretch is we had the lead, so we didn't mind giving up the twos. But we just didn't want to blitz or send a double team at him and risk giving up open threes. But easier to do that when you have the lead, and that's what that third quarter allowed us to, is to get back in the game. We didn't have to spend on Shai.
All right, that's not the attribution I was looking for. That was Steve Kerr talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as we welcome Ryan Leong to the program live from Chase Center. Ryan, I want to play the correct attribution, the one I wanted to play, and this is going to be courtesy of 95.7 The Game. If you don't mind being patient with me, I apologize for that. But I want to play this clip real fast. I had it. I'm gonna pull it back up because I know it exists. Here it is. This is Steve Kerr with the attribution I was talking about. Turn your devices back up once again because the levels are going to be very low. Here is Steve Kerr talking about the first 15 games not being a fluke. Turn your volume up. Here's Steve Kerr.
I think this group, we know they're capable, and what we saw early in the year was not a mirage. You don't just fall into that. But we, watching the tape of the OKC game that we played on the road early in the season when we were rolling, you could just see a bounce in our step. There was a look in our eye, and I didn't see that tonight early in the game. We've struggled to play with that bounce and that confidence here the last month or so. So it's great to see us fight through that and then kind of reach that state in the second half where you could see the belief, you could see the energy, and felt like we captured that again. And now we got to sustain it, obviously.
Yes, you obviously have to sustain it. And I think a huge way to sustain it is to not be complacent. And on that note, we're bringing Ryan Leong of NBC News Radio, a Bay Area sports wrap. I believe you're dual streaming. So hello to the Bay Area sports wrap audience. And you're welcome to the Golden Days. Ryan, how are you doing, man? Your reaction to the Golden State Warriors pulling off a huge win tonight, 116. No, that's 116-109 was the final. I apologize. How are you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. I can't hear you because there you go. Try again. Or you have to unmute yourself. I'm sorry. I actually can't do it.
I muted it because of the audio. Kurt.
Welcome, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, anyway, just celebrated my birthday yesterday. It's Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year, so I'm wearing this special Lunar New Year jacket. So,
did you get some drunken makeout sessions on your birthday night? Or
no, it didn't happen, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe something down the road. It's all good. But I did celebrate with my buddy Lowell. We went to Mitchell's Ice Cream, and then we went to the bar on Dolores Street, and I had a martini, so that was good.
Beautiful. Dry, or what kind of martini were you talking about?
Yeah, James Bond. Little slightly dirty vodka martini.
Shaken, not stirred.
And I went with Stoli vodka because that's what James Bond would drink back in the day.
That's the good stuff. Yes, it is. I don't like vodka personally, but I do know it well enough to know that Stoli is the good stuff. It's high quality. Ryan, you were in the Thunder locker room after the game, collecting attributions, interviewing players. What is the mood in that room, given the Warriors own their asses? They've beaten them 3 times. The one loss was close. They only lost by 4 in that game. They didn't have Stephen Curry in that game.
Right.
Well, what's the mood in there, man? Are they dejected? Is it irrelevant to them? What'd you see?
Yeah, it was pretty quiet. So we didn't talk to them in the locker room, but I do have the access for it. So I went in there to wait, and while I was there, we did have a possibility to talk to possibly Isaiah Hartenstein, and he was just basically like, I think he was playing around with his phone. He's got his foot in the ice bath, and he was still wearing his jersey. And at one point, the PR guy says, "Hey, you ready to talk?" And he's like, "Nah." He does this. The next thing you know, we didn't talk to him at all. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was in a towel, and he actually took a photo. I guess I can tell you this because I don't have evidence. Doesn't matter. He scraped up his knee pretty badly. He gave himself like this some kind of a knee scrape that looks like a football player.
Like during the game?
No. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But anyway, post game, he takes out his phone. He takes a photo of it. And when the writer from the Oklahoman asked him, he says, "Well, when did that happen?" He just goes, "Oh, I just scratched myself." But it was like one of those scabs where it's like a pink red scab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of gnarly. And
but
then
still top 52. Worst.
So anyway, but what happened is so then if you don't talk to them in the locker room and the players get dressed, then the PR department can decide, are we going to bring them back to the interview room? And so that's what they did. They brought Jalen Williams and SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, out to the interview room. I'll have video of it later, but yeah, I mean, I actually shot video of Shai with my phone. We'll merge it later and put it on Bay Area Sports Wraps YouTube channel.
Well, and your Twitter account, I hope, too, right? Again, people can follow you on Twitter at Brian Leong. You posted a video at halftime. I believe it's the Chinese Lunar New Year. Is that correct?
Or that's just now it's just Lunar New Year, right? It used to be when I was a kid growing up, but now you got other cultures. So not only the Chinese,
all right,
but like the Vietnamese people celebrate Lunar New Year, right? So.
And so you're the snake. I'm so naive when it comes.
You're pretty good, man. You're right. So you're the snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So it was fun. Like I said, it was a very festive atmosphere. Light years different than last night. I'm here last night for my birthday. I'll tell you, when Steph doesn't play, this place is like a mausoleum. It's very quiet here.
Yeah.
Even when the game was close last night, I mean, let's be honest, it's the freaking Jazz, right? The Jazz stink. They're not a good team. And I spoke to, in fact, I spoke to a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder media, and he was saying how the Jazz are basically tanking, but making it look like they're not. They're playing like the Warriors, I guess, in the early 2000s. They'll be competitive, but they're going to lose, right? Almost like maybe like an Eric Musselman coach team.
Musselman. Is he still over in Arkansas right now? Is that where he's at these days?
Nevada. Isn't he? He was coaching Nevada, wasn't he?
Oh, maybe he is. Yeah, I lost track. I can't believe that guy was like an NBA coach at one point. So
he wasn't bad. Although I never forget the insult that Eric Dampier called him. You remember what he called him? He used to call him Musclehead.
I don't. Why was Dampier getting screwed over with minutes?
No, he didn't like Dampier. Did not like Musselman. He used to call him Musclehead.
That's funny, dude. And Trey Ochoa in the chat adding that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looked pissed off and walked off mad after the game.
If you dropped 52, I mean 50 points after the game, 52 points rather, you'd be pissed off too.
Yeah, well, and I think even more importantly, dude, is the fact that he looks at the Warriors and they've beaten him 2 of 3 times. Like, it's in the same way that the Clippers, for some bizarre reason, have the Warriors number this year. Like they the Warriors have OKC's number, and it can't feel good. What's your summary like of the game overall? I mean, it was a big win. What was your reaction to the actual action, like to the game itself?
Well, it was great to see Looney play the way he did. I mean, Looney tied his career high in points.
Did he really?
You know what's really cool? Yeah. Look what we get when you cover the game. You get one of these. Hold
on. Final book. Okay.
So, when you see it online, but instead you get it in print and you can get every page of the.
Right. Oh, that thing. Yeah. Those are the box scores.
Yeah. And the play-by-play. So
and the play. Thank you. Yes, and the play-by-play in it, and you get a lot of great stats in there.
Yeah.
Wait, Kevon Looney. He had a career high in scoring tonight.
Yeah, he tied it. So he tied 18 points.
He had a great game. Yeah, I haven't even touched on him yet. So here's the stats. That's crazy. 25 minutes and 9 seconds of play, 5 of 7 from the field. He had 9 free throw attempts. And he was 8 of 9 from the free throw line. He's been struggling with his free throw shooting this year. Finished the game with 18 points, tied for the team lead in net rating with a plus 14 alongside Andrew Wiggins. Again, 18 points, as Ryan Leong has just reported. I apologize for missing that until now. Ties a career high with 18 points. Again, the 9 free throw attempts are huge because, as I've mentioned before, and I'm sorry to be redundant saying this, but it's important. Every time you have a trip to the free throw line, you're preventing the other team from a transition basket, from that extra pressure they put on the defense. And the Thunder thrive with the transition, with fast break points. So the fact that they were getting to the line like that, the Warriors tonight with 28 free throw attempts. Now, granted, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 21 himself, but the Thunder total only had 25. So good job by the Warriors, man. They got to the line.
You know what it reminded me of, too? Watching this game, when you see SGA, I'll just shorten his name, or Shai. When you see Shai score 21 points in the first quarter, Michael Jordan popped into my head.
Why?
Because if you look at the stat line, this is a very Michael Jordan-like game, right? Because if you look at his points, he got 52 points, right? But he scored, 18 of those from the line. I mean, this is old school NBA, right? As far as he's got a ton of free throw attempts, right? When's the last time you saw a time go to a guy take 21 free throw attempts? You don't see that anymore, right? And he only made two threes. He only made 2 threes.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
It's like a turn back the clock, man. It really
is. You're right.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic basketball player. I do also have to give Looney additional credit. Thank you, Ken Mamba, for bringing it up. That Kevon Looney, on top of the scoring and the free throw attempts,
Yep.
4 blocks tonight. That's wild, dude.
Yeah. No, he had a great game. He played.
He did.
He played like the Looney that the Warriors wanted when they got him out of UCLA. Yep, this is the guy.
I'm almost like rethinking that. So I originally awarded Andrew Wiggins the player of the game honors, but I'm starting to rethink this. Like, should Kevon Looney have been our player of the game tonight? Like, I don't know.
Or you could put him as the runner-up.
As the runner-up, there you go. That's fair. Yeah. You know, one player we haven't talked about much tonight, and I want to give him his due, because since he's come back from injury, and I forgot who in the audience. Maybe it was Kai, or maybe it was Bruce Motto, who we haven't heard from you in a while. But someone was saying in the chat how the mask that Brandon Pajemski had to wear in the early part of the season, because he got busted up in the nose, was affecting him. He admitted that in interviews, saying that the mask was affecting his peripherals. Which I think is very important when you're a professional basketball player. Anyways, so he's that was early in the season. He has the abdominal issue. He misses 10 games, 12 games, somewhere in that range. Comes back. He already was shooting the ball well from 3 before the injury, and he's been playing some great ball lately, dude. Tonight, the numbers were good, not great. I think he had a bit of a slow start, but finished the night in 18 minutes, 8 seconds of action, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from deep, 11 points on the night, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. I remember one specific shot as the shot clock was expiring that he drained, keeping the momentum going. I thought he had a great game, man. What'd you see?
Well, actually, before I forget, I got to mention the one play where the house came down was the GP2 dunk with a minute to go.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh my God, no, the fans here went freaking nuts, man. It was like an earthquake. I mean, and his hops, man, were amazing. He kept rising. I haven't seen a dunk like that, and I can't remember how long.
It was a big one. It was a big one. It shook the
house. Again, another Jordan. It reminded me of that Jordan dunk back in like '93 when he dunks over the Knicks. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
No, I'm sorry. That's a Starks dunk. That's John. I think that's John Starks did that. But it reminds me of the John Starks dunk. Very similar.
Famous Golden State Warrior John Starks. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Look, Trey Ochoa. Brian, what are your thoughts on this one, dude? Trey Ochoa is saying it was the best dunk I've ever seen. That's a bold statement.
I don't know if it's the best dunk ever, but it was pretty. I'll say this much: it's the best dunk I've seen in this building. No, it really was amazing. It was an amazing dunk.
Ryan, in your thoughts?
Yeah.
I'm strictly asking for your opinion, because there's no way anybody can answer this objectively. But is it a coincidence that GP2 and Looney are having these big games with the trade deadline a week away?
I don't know. Yeah. So you're thinking that somebody's going to want to trade for them and get them out of Golden State?
I'm thinking that their names are being mentioned in every trade rumor imaginable. Neither of them want to go anywhere, and they're incentivized to maybe play a little better than.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You know what? No. Seriously, there's always some truth to that. I mean, again, this is a different sport, but in baseball, that's why guys always have great years when they're going their year of arbitration or their year of free agency. They want to kick some ass. Baron Davis' dunk was way better. Okay, yes, Perry, I agree, but I'm saying in this building, I'll give this dunk to Payton for this building.
Good call.
But yeah, I remember that game when he dunked over AK-47. When he dunked over Karolinko, he lifted up his shirt. Remember that? He lifted up his shirt. That was awesome.
Of course, I was there. We both were.
I was there. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I was seated up like by the roof because that's the only room that they had. But I was there, man. I said,
I was a lot closer. I'm in good standing with the Warriors. They had me a lot closer. Yeah.
The intro of this show, the very last part where it's just like that techno music and you hear me kind of talking muffled underneath it, all by design. That was a picture I took from that game. Oh, wow. It was right when the game ended, and you got all the confetti and all the cheerleaders. That's where that comes from. In case people are wondering, it was from that series, or maybe it was the series before. I actually can't remember, but I went to all those games. Anyways, yes, the Baron Davis dunk on AK-47, Andre Kirilenko, who had a brief moment in the NBA of notoriety. He was a damn good player. And Baron Davis slammed the ball on him.
And he had the coolest name and number until, like, I guess, obviously he still does, right? Because Paul George's is pretty good too, but AK-47 is better than PG-13.
No, I'm totally with you. So the Warriors, with this win, Ryan, look, I imagine in the media section, the chatter is all about trades. What are you hearing, if anything? And if you're not hearing anything, what would you guess is going to happen with the Warriors? The trade deadline is a week and change away. What is your guess?
My guess is they'll make a move if they can continue to perform like they did tonight. I think they'll make a move.
So you're saying regardless of tonight, they'll make a move?
No. I didn't say regardless. I said if they keep winning like they did tonight, they'll make a move.
If they keep winning, they will make a move?
Yeah.
Because you think they're showing that they have a shot and it's worth him to make. Interesting. I hope you're right, man.
That's what I think. I mean, again, that's my guess. Obviously, I'm not, that's my intuition.
That's fair. I respect your intuition. Ryan, I'll take it a step further and say I respect your intuition more than Steve Kerr's. I'll leave it that. I'll leave it there. Right. I feel like we've covered every base with the Golden State Warriors. Is there anything you want to mention that we? You know what? There is one thing I want to bring up because someone in the chat brought up a player whose name is where is it? I know his name, but I wanted to save it for the chat. I don't think I highlighted it. Anyways, they were asking about I think Jackson Rowe, was that his name? The new two-way player.
Yes.
The Warriors promoted from Santa Cruz recently. You and I saw Jackson Rowe. Is that his name? Jackson Rowe?
Yes.
Okay. You and I saw Jackson Rowe during media day. And I didn't know who he was at first. I'm like, who's this guy? Like, he's wearing a Warriors jersey. He's huge. Like, he's not huge in the sense that he's tall. I think his listed height is 6'7", maybe 6'6". He's a stocky dude, man. Like, he's got like that Barkley type physique to him, where he's like, I don't think you can move him. What is your take on Jackson Rowe as the Warriors' new two-way player?
I don't really have one because I don't really remember what he looked like, to be honest. So I haven't. I'll look at it later. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm kind of focused on the guys I can see on the floor now. And by the way, I don't know if you mentioned it or not. We were talking with one of my colleagues, and she was saying how the Quentin Post experiment is over in her mind, right?
You think so, really? Just after one game?
Said that. She said, a colleague of mine, she said that.
Okay.
Because true, Post only got 8 minutes and a lot of zeros.
He pulled a Tony Snell tonight. Yeah, he did. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But again, 8 minutes, 8 seconds. I don't know how you can judge a player with that small of a sample size. I didn't think he was playing horribly either. Isaiah Hartenstein was outplaying him.
Like I said before, when the first time he had that awesome game, that we needed to see 3 or 4 performances like the one he had for me to really be convinced of a guy that can really make an impact.
Yeah. And Richard Marquez in the chat, a Golden Dazer, is asking, why do you think they promoted Jackson Rowe to that two-way? And my response is, why not? I mean,
why not?
Look,
yeah.
I talked to Kevin Dana, the play-by-play voice of the Santa Cruz Warriors, the other day.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to come on the show. It's been a while. He's really busy. He told me, he's like, you know what? Screw the politics. I'll come on your show. I don't care if he gets accused of being a propagandist when it comes to the Golden State Warriors. With that said, I pick his mind when it comes to Santa Cruz because he's there every night. I love the guy. He's a close friend on top of everything else. But I asked him about not so much Jackson Rowe, but Kevin Knox, who's been lighting it up for Santa Cruz. Unfortunately, Kevin Knox is not eligible for a two-way deal.
Otherwise, I think we would have seen that by now. So the only way he can play for the Warriors is with an actual contract, a guaranteed deal. The Warriors, however, are only approximately $300,000 under the cap right now. They can't even give Quinn Post a guaranteed deal. That's why I think there's going to be a trade. I don't even think the trade is going to be because the team feels this need to improve. I hope so, but I'm just so jaded by the way they've acted the last few years that I guess I've become a little cynical with the Warriors front office. But I do think they're going to make a trade to free up extra room under the cap so they can actually give Quinn Post a contract and so that they can maybe promote Kevin Knox. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but that's just my theory. What do you think?
Okay, sounds good. I don't have any thoughts on it. I gotta be honest.
But Jackson Rowe, I think he's a body. I think they promoted him because
I agree. I mean, the Warriors.
He's a big dude. He's been playing well for Santa Cruz. He gives the Warriors size. He's huge by the Warriors standards. So that's my guess. And Ray 1953 adding in the chat, 6'7", 210 pounds. I would guess more like 240. But that's 210 is probably what he's listed at. So
that reminds me of Oliver Miller a little bit, right? Remember him?
A little. Oliver Miller was a fat, chubby dude. Yes, he was a bowling ball.
Well, when he did have his moments, he wasn't that fat, but he got
That's
really
true.
fat.
That's true. Yeah, he was a round mound, but yeah. Is he? I wonder what Oliver Miller is doing these days.
I don't know.
Is he coaching?
Who unfortunately, what's his face? Right? Tractor Trailer passed away. I remember that. Right? He died.
Yeah, I know Robert Trailer. I know he was good. He was good too, man. I thought he was going to do more in the NBA.
Yeah, well,
but he didn't. He was a Michigan product, right? Is that where he played?
I believe so. Yeah. I have to look it up. Yeah, but I think so.
Oh, you don't have to. It's no big deal. Tractor Trailer. That's a name I don't think anyone has mentioned within my earshot in like 20 years. That's a good reference there. Are you ready to do the scoreboard and start wrapping it up, Ryan? Any final thoughts for the Bay Area sports draft audience?
Let's go. Let's do a whip around
with the scoreboard, right?
Yeah, whip around. Yeah,
let's do it. Let's get the music going. Yeah, Richard Marquez. Oh, Richard Marquez saying Michigan State.
No, so he was Michigan. No, he's wrong. It's Michigan. I looked it up.
Oh, well, Richard, you son of a bitch. How dare you? F you. Cancel your membership. You're no longer a Golden Dazer. Revoked. You're out of here. But I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Damien LaRoche saying that Tractor Trailer was part of the Fab Five. I don't think that's true either. The Fab Five was Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Stacey King. No, it's not Stacey King. That was UNLV.
No, but the Fab. Yeah, you're right. He was not part of the Fab Five.
So no, he was not part of the Fab Five though. All right, so okay, let's move on here. Let's finish up the show with a look around the NBA. Let's see how other teams did besides the Golden State Warriors, who came out victorious tonight. Again, the final score 116-109. And congratulations to anyone who bet the money line on the Golden State Warriors. That must have been a nice payout.
Oh, real quick. Let me mention them since you brought it up. We gotta say who the Fab Five were, right? So the Fab Five were Ray Jackson, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and Chris Webber.
Thank you very much for that. And Damien LaRoche in the chat as well is apologizing for his faux pas. Yeah, it is your bad. You son of a bitch. You stupid asshole. Don't ever come back here again. I hate you now. So go F off.
Nice.
I'm kidding. I don't know what I don't know why he said that. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's play some music. And let's go around the association. No, Damien, I love you. I'm kidding. And Richard Marquez adding Zion Williamson. Speaking of round mounds, poured 27 points tonight. Yeah, he had a great night. It wasn't just 27 points. He had a bunch of rebounds and assists as well. All right, around the association on this Wednesday, January 29th. Besides the Warriors beating the Thunder, a lot of other action in the NBA. Let's start with the Phoenix Suns, Ryan. A perfect example of the Western Conference and the parity that exists and why the Golden State Warriors cannot wave a white flag given the landscape of the NBA. The Phoenix Suns lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, 121-113 at home to drop to 24-22. They're a half game ahead of the Warriors now in the standings. Minnesota improves to 28-21. Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite non-Warriors players, 33.7 rebounds, 4 blocks
in this game for the guard. Kevin Durant also had 33 points, had 7 assists, and also had 4 blocks. Any reaction, Ryan?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing KD. They're here on Friday.
Yes, you're right. Good call on that. The LA Clippers defeating the San Antonio Spurs tonight, 128-116. Ryan, I'm going to be selfish in saying this. If Derrick Jones Jr. had grabbed just one more rebound, or had dished out just one more assist, or had scored just one more point, I would have won $500 tonight on a $5 bet. That son of a bitch, that's how close I was, courtesy of Underdog Fantasy. So Derrick Jones Jr., kiss my ass for costing me $500. This is what gambling does, dude. It makes you irrationally.
I'm telling you right now, okay? I used to work for Sports Sticker. I think I told you this before. I'm telling you, man, sports, I can't quite say it's rigged, but there's certainly some, you kind of wonder, head scratcher,
What do you mean? Elaborate, please.
Well, in other words, like, things just never quite work out, right? Like, people can almost never hit their parlay. Something always.
Oh, yeah.
Something's a little bit off. Like, oh man, if this one team won, or if this guy did, like you just said, another point, another rebound, another assist, you could have had some money.
Oh no, you're totally right. I remember when I was in college.
Yeah, that guy. Wait, Portola 45 said it right. He said it right. Pro sports is controlled. Well, so is college too.
You know who does the controlling, by the way? The officials. They're the ones like that.
Well, that's why that whole Tim Donaghy thing.
Yep.
There's still some legitimacy out there, man. That guy was on the cake, man. He was
sneaky.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
And Julian Bashar, you're absolutely right. If you're not trying to have fun, why are we here? What is the point of this? By the way, the great guru with an insult. How dare you? Saying you type nonsense to Julian Bashir like I spit out nonsense. How dare you, guru? Give me one example of nonsense I've spewed. Give me just one example. I dare you. You SOB. And Ken Mamba, I like your sentiments as well. Derrick Jones Jr., how dare you, you son of a bitch. Elsewhere in the association, what are you eating, by the way? You're munching on something.
What's his face would be happy, proud of me, right?
That's the Warriors popcorn, dude. Yeah. The Stephen Curry loves that stuff, right?
Yeah. When you said that, it was Terrell Owens, right? Get your popcorn ready.
Guru, we're having fun tonight, man. This is what happens when the Warriors beat an actual good team. We have some damn silly fun with a little spice attached. Elsewhere in the association, the Dallas Mavericks. What a game this was. It's a high-scoring affair. The final score 137-136.
Wow.
It's like a Denver Nuggets, LA Lakers 80s basketball game.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of scores they would put up. The Mavericks beating the Pelicans. This was the game that someone in the chat brought up Zion Williamson having 27 points. Zion also went on to add 6 rebounds and 7 assists in the losing affair. He actually had 29 points, more than what was written. But the Pelicans still lose to the Dallas Mavericks. Daniel Gafford, midseason acquisition, was it last year? Was it 2 years ago? Whatever it was. 22 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks in the win. Trey Murphy the third, who the Pelicans have said is not on the trade block. So Warriors fans who clamor for him, sorry, 32 points, 6 rebounds in the loss for the Pelicans. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the Sacramento Kings and De'Aaron Fox, man? Like that. It is that's what a shit show, dude. Like a month ago, they fire their head coach who just 2 years ago was coach of the year because of this guy. And then now he wants out. You can't make this stuff up, dude. What are your thoughts on De'Aaron Fox basically telling the Kings, F you?
Well, I was gonna say that's why the Sacramento Kings have always been kind of a frustrating franchise to follow. I mean, they're a shit show of a franchise, man. And they've been that way for years. I mean, it's like, you kind of thought for a while they kind of put it together and they were kind of on the up and up, right, when they were in the playoffs. But man, this team is frustrating to watch, no question.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say about it, right?
That's sack for you, man. That's it.
That's sack for you, right?
The Sacramento Kings are an example of when ownership can screw things up. I'll just leave it at that.
I agree. I totally agree, man. I mean, like, and the thing is, like, you know, the Kings fans are extremely loyal, and I think Sacramento fans are in general. That's why the A's are going to probably see an uptick in their attendance. And supposedly they sold out their season tickets, and they sold out their home opener for the upcoming season.
Let me real quick while we're on that topic. The stadium that the A's are going to play in Sac is outdoors, right?
Yes.
Sacramento gets hot as F in the summer. How is that going to
work?
Hot
as balls. Well, at least the one thing at least they're going to do is they're going to play on grass, which is, I don't understand why people were saying it's not possible. If you go back into baseball history, okay, at one point, now again, granted, the fields weren't very well maintained, but the Yankees and the Giants both share the polo grounds. And then for 4 years in the 60s, the Dodgers shared their ballpark with the Angels before the Angels moved to Anaheim.
Right.
So
what does that have to do with heat, though?
Well, no, I'm just saying, okay, well, they were saying, okay, the relation to heat is they were saying there was no way that the field could handle.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Playing on it, they had to put artificial turf. And then they were saying, no, you can't do that because the players are going to melt. And the players, I think, protested to the Players Association and said, we need to have natural grass. We're not playing on artificial turf in 110-degree weather.
And WV93, whatever your handle is, saying selling out a AAA stadium isn't hard to do, though. I don't know who the hell is going to want to go to this. Dude, Sacramento gets so hot in the summer.
If you're going to go, you better go in the first month. That's why.
Dude, I don't know how that's going to work, dude. That is crazy to me. Anyways, I want to bring this up, though, real fast. I highlighted it a moment ago. Let me find it again real quick because it is interesting. Side note, Julian Bashir is asking, have I ever been to the island of Cyprus? No, I have not. I've swam in the waters of the Mediterranean Sea, but I've never gone to Cyprus. I'm guessing you're asking because my name is kind of similar to it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Follow up if you're curious. What I'm curious about, though, Richard Marquez in the chat, Golden Days, are writing, is there any truth to the rumor of Dennis Schroeder to the Miami Heat and then Podziemski replaces Schroeder? That is music to my ears. If there's any truth to that, to me, Podziemski should be the backup point guard primarily. There's no need for him and Schroeder to be playing together. Where did the rumor come from, Richard Marquez? Please follow that up, and I'll tell you. The source usually leads me to determine if there's any validity to it or not. But if that's true, yeah, great. Sign me up. Let's go around the association as we wrap it up here. Elsewhere in the NBA. And the reason why I brought up the Sacramento Kings is because they lost tonight to the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly, 117-104. Tyrese Maxey, dude can ball, 30 points, 8 assists. Domantas Sabonis in the loss, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, a funky triple-double. Dude, it would have. Do you think the Kings are cooked for this season?
Yes.
I agree.
I mean, especially if De'Aaron Fox is saying he wants to get the hell out. I mean, dude, he and Sabonis are the franchise for those guys. Yeah. I mean, I know they got DeMar DeRozan, who's a very good player, but DeMar DeRozan is number 3 on that team, right? I mean, no matter how you look at it, he's the number 3 guy on that team.
Richard Marquez is saying the source of that rumor was Bleacher Report. They publish a lot of these, these fake trades. I don't know. There's so many rumors out there. I'm just kind of done on that front. Until it happens, just wake me up then. But so much speculation. But it's still, I mean, if it happens, I support it. I mean, I think that would be a wise move. But we haven't even talked about who's coming back. But Podziemski as the backup point guard makes perfect sense. The Dennis Schroeder piece of it is very ridiculous. Although Schroeder did have a pretty good game tonight. His stats, by the way, real fast. I don't think I mentioned these. Dennis Schroeder played 25 minutes, 49 seconds. He was only 1 of 4 from deep. And some of those threes were
bad.
They were just bad. Like that. Like the Warriors needed those threes. And every time he bricked those things, it just reminded me of the inconsistency. Anyways, Dennis Schroeder, 9 points, 7 assists. You'll always take that. Added 4 rebounds. I thought his defense on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was decent at times, great at other times. And then there were moments where it was awful. Again, SGA's 21 free throw attempts. It's a lot. That's a lot. 21, as you mentioned, very Jordan-esque, at least of that, or very reminiscent of that era.
Yeah.
Moving along in the scoreboard, we got a few more games here. The New York Knicks. This was a game that for the national audience who was watching the Warriors and the Thunder on ESPN, it was preceded with the Knicks and the Nuggets. And Karl Anthony Towns, that dude can handle Nikola Jokic, dude. Like it's incredible. I feel like he's the one guy that can play defense and man up with Jokic. And the Knicks won tonight, 122-112. Jalen Brunson had 30 points, 15 assists. The Denver Nuggets, for their leading scorer was Jamal Murray, 33 points, 6 assists. But again, the real battle in this one, from what I was watching, was the Jokic and Cat battle. Jokic finished this game was scoring only 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. By his standards, those are bad numbers. And Karl Anthony Towns didn't post much better, 14 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. But again, his team won. I think back to last year's Western Conference semis when the Nuggets were ousted by the Timberwolves, largely because of Cat. It's fascinating to me. What are your thoughts on that, if any?
No, it's definitely an interesting win for the for the Knicks to beat the Nuggets, because yeah, you're right. I mean, Jokic 6 of 15 shooting. I mean, that's not great. 40%. Yeah, and then for him to score under 20 points, and I mean, but again, it looks like they definitely. I mean, the Knicks are a much improved team. I mean, Cat's been a big reason why. Probably the reason why.
Big time. Last offseason, never mind. I was going to say last offseason I was like begging the Warriors to trade for Downs, but anyways, we're almost there. We got. Geez, this was a stacked night of basketball. Did every team play? Did any team take the night off tonight? Anyways, moving on. There was a lot of games tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Miami Heat 126-106. Davion Mitchell, 34 points. Did I say his name right? 34 points.
He said his name right.
Okay. Tyler Hero, 22 points, 6 assists in the loss. Miami drops to 23-23. The Cleveland Cavaliers improved to 38-9, an NBA best 38-9, because the Warriors beat the OKC Thunder tonight. Incredible that Miami is, with all the distractions, all the drama with Jimmy Butler, they're still staying afloat somehow. They're still a 500 team. Ryan, Larry Krueger and I had a spirited show last night, talking about Jimmy Butler, talking about the Warriors roster. What are your thoughts on that, man? Like is Jimmy Butler a hard no for you? What do you think?
Yeah, he's a hard no. I don't want him. He's been too much. We talked about him before. He's too much of a headache, man. He's been a huge pain in the ass. Oh, by the way, it's Donovan.
I love it.
It's Donovan Mitchell. I think there is a Davion out there, but Donovan.
Oh
Mitchell.
yes, thank you. I meant Donovan. Okay, thank you. That's why I was confused.
Man, he's a hard pass, man. I mean, I was listening to Greg Pop on his show, and he was saying the same thing. The guy's too much drama, man. You don't want that. He's a great player, but he's so much drama. And I've interviewed him before in the locker room. He is a character. I will say that. The guy's definitely got personality, but the kind of personality he has, you don't want on your team.
Yeah, I hear you.
He would mess things up for the Warriors badly.
I hear you, man. I
hear
you.
Look, the Warriors had enough drama with KD, and KD's a pretty easy guy compared to Butler. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics tonight, 122-100 winners over the Chicago Bulls. In Boston, the Celtics improved to 33-15. The Bulls dropped to 20-28. Kristaps Porzingis, 34 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals in the win. Patrick Williams, 16 points, 7 rebounds in the loss for the Bulls. 3 more games. The Toronto this game. Oh, man, this was the titillating, exciting game of the night. Forget Warriors and Thunder. All eyes were on the Raptors and the Wizards. 106-82 win for Toronto tonight. Scotty Barnes, 24 points in the win. Kyle Kuzma, 19 points, 10 rebounds in the loss. The Indiana Pacers, who have been red hot lately, man, they're making a move. 133-119 winners tonight over the Detroit Pistons. Indiana improves to 26-20. I apologize. Detroit drops to 23-24. Pascal Siakam, 37 points, 6 rebounds in the win. Cade Cunningham. We're going to find out the All-Star reserves tomorrow. By the way, Cade Cunningham, 32 points, I apologize, 9 assists in the loss. I imagine Cade will be an all-star. Do you think there's going to be any interesting names dropped tomorrow for the all-star reserves? Any surprises? Is it even interesting? Or do you care? Your thoughts?
I don't care. Whoever they pick, I'll be happy with. I mean, again, I got to be honest. Like, we talked about this before. I don't follow the league nearly as carefully as you do, and I still have a hard time. I mean, I'm sounding biased here, but I just miss the old days when I knew so many more guys who were playing around the league. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, there's stars out there. There's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Cade Cunninghams. There's some guys out there that you recognize. There's other guys I've never heard of. Even you, like we're saying the other night, right? There was a guy who played well, and you didn't even know who the hell he was.
That happens pretty regularly. So some people in the chat, Ryan, are saying that security's trying to kick you out. Is that true?
No, they're cleaning up.
Oh, okay.
They're cleaning up. No, they're not kicking me out yet. I'm good.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
That would have been crazy. Who's that?
He's cleaning up. He's one of the cleaning
crew. He's just cleaning crew. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And one final game tonight, and this one rivaled the Raptors and the Wizards in terms of excitement and relevance. The Brooklyn Nets defeating the Charlotte Hornets tonight, 104-83. Keldon Johnson, 18 points in the win. Miles Bridges, 23 points, 13 rebounds in the loss for the Hornets, who dropped to 12-32. Brooklyn improves to 15-33 on the night. And that is your NBA.
They're that bad, huh?
They're that bad. No, those games. I don't know. I haven't watched one of those games, but I don't know who the hell is going. Like, I can't imagine the second deck of those games being filled. Right? Like we're accustomed to places like Chase Center just being sold out for like 20 years straight. But what does Charlotte look like? Like this, or Brooklyn, right? Where Madison Square Garden's the marquee for New York. Then you got the Brooklyn Nets as the Clippers of New York. Even though the Clippers are actually have changed the tone in LA this year,
and they have a brand new building.
Exactly, with Intuit, yes. But I imagine those second decks are just empty. So anyways, so the standings right now, and then Ryan, you get to go home. Thank you so much for joining me as always, brother. Warriors.
This is my second home. I mean, I live in these buildings. You know that.
What's your favorite? So you work regularly there. You work regularly at Oracle, and you're at Levi Stadium. What's your favorite?
Don't forget the Sharks.
And the Shark Hall. Thank you. Yes.
Wait, I cover, is it 4 teams now? Yeah, because I lost the Raiders and I lost the A's.
And you weren't going to say A's games either. Right?
No, I used to. I mean, not anymore since they moved to freaking Sac. But
right.
I like the Shark Tank, even though the Shark Tank is over 30 years old. It's a cool building because it's a one-level concourse with an upper and lower deck.
It is. It's a sweet
nice
spot.
Building.
It is.
It's still maintained well, and it's intimate. It's a small building, so that's one of my favorite places. I don't like Levi Stadium a lot. I think Levi's is just a big ass, place to make money.
I hate that it exists. Like the 49ers should be in San Francisco. It's ridiculous that they did.
It's all based on we talked before. It's based on their ownership. Their ownership has their practice facility right there. It's right in the heart of Silicon Valley. To them, it means money, and so
it's a money thing. Yeah, it is so transparent how money was the agenda for all these moves, man.
But they do have some atmosphere now there. When I started covering the games when they first went there was no atmosphere whatsoever. None.
Ray 1953 in the chat saying that sometimes people go to these games to see the other teams.
Obviously, that happened with the Warriors. When I covered the Warriors when I started back in 1999, it was all about the other team.
That's true. But let me ask you this: on a night like, for example, when the Wizards are hosting the Raptors, or when the Hornets are hosting the Nets, are they really coming up to see the other team?
No, they're probably going. They're probably going because they either got cheap tickets or they're just going out. It's a great time out for them,
Absolutely, man. I will say this, dude. If the Warriors were ever in that position again, I will buy season tickets. I'm never making that mistake again. Where like that opportunity was there. I think as recently
it'll happen. I mean, there's going to come a time. Steph's not going to be here forever, and whoever the heir apparent is going to be. Ticket prices will drop. It's like the Giants, right? When Barry Bonds finally didn't play anymore because he never officially retired. But when he stopped playing, the Giants had a few years where they had some kind of lean years, especially the first year after he retired.
Very true.
They stopped playing rather.
Claudia Arachica in the chat telling us that she went, if I got the gender right, please forgive me if I did not, saying that she went to the Santa Cruz Warriors versus the San Diego Clippers tonight. When did San Diego get a G League team? I just saw this reference like a month ago, and I remember doing a double take like, wait. The San Diego Clippers are back? The LA Clippers were the San Diego Clippers at one point. And I understood right away it was the G League team, but still, like, I used to live in San Diego for 4 years, more specifically Encinitas. And I'd never imagined a pro basketball team coming back there. Once upon, I wrote a whole story detailing the history of professional basketball in San Diego. The history is rich, man. It starts with the San Diego Rockets, who became the Houston Rockets. You have teams like the San Diego Conquistadors with Wilt Chamberlain, the head coach in the ABA days. You have the San Diego Clippers, who became the LA Clippers. You have the San Diego Sails. There were a lot of teams there, but there's also been a huge void for decades. And then all of a sudden, San Diego has a team again. They have the Clippers back. I think that's kind of cool. So, Claudia, props. I'm glad you had fun. And she said that she met Jackson Rowe. Claudia, if there's time for you to answer this, confirm or deny whether you agree with my sentiments that the dude is large, that when you see him in person, he looks bigger than what you see on TV. Like, I could understand from his physical stature why the Warriors would add him as a two-way player. So if you're watching and listening still, I'd love to hear your follow-up to that. Otherwise, I think we're done, Ryan. Is that it? Are we good?
Yeah, man, we're good. Yeah, I'm hoping. Now, you put in your application, right? All-Star Game applications are due on Friday.
Oh, yeah, I know I'm lagging on that. I still haven't submitted mine yet.
You haven't submitted yet? Dude, get on it, man.
I thank you for the reminder. I hope I get approved. I hope I get approved.
I hope you do too. Maybe we do a podcast here, right?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes, 100%. So yeah. So
one more thing. How far away do you live from San Francisco again?
About 90 minutes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna send you an email. There's something I want. There's a introductory post committee party that you could probably come to if you wanted to.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm going to submit that tonight. I need to do that. By the way, Claudia got back to us. She's also from Encinitas. Oh my God. Yeah. But my former stomping grounds. Huge Warriors and Curry fan. San Diego Clippers just moved to San Diego. Okay. That makes sense because I feel like I would have heard about that. It's called Front Wave Arena. And Claudia's adding Jackson Rowe is in fact pretty big and very good. Tough is the perfect word. That's the word that I would associate best with Jackson Rowe. Dude looks tough. Like, I would not want to bang bodies with him. And for you pervs out there, I did not mean that in a sexual manner. I referred that in a basketball manner. Ryan, I hope I get approved for the All-Star game, so you and I will party there. Yes, we'll absolutely do a show together from Chase Center. I will bring the computer and all the setup and the lights and everything.
Speaking of which, I will get a light. I know I've just been busy, but I'm gonna try to get a ring light of some kind.
They're cheap, dude. I found
I know they are, but I'm gonna go try to buy one at a place like a Home Depot instead of getting on Amazon. And I talked to a colleague. You know why? Because I want to make sure the damn thing works.
Fair enough.
So and then also I'll get some kind of adapter we can use stick mic.
Yeah, that would be awesome too. Yeah, absolutely. But otherwise, Warriors winners tonight. 116-109, and when you look at the standings, they still would not make the play-in if the season ended today, but they're now tied record-wise with the Sacramento Kings, who are the 10 seed. Both teams are 24 and 23, and then the Phoenix Suns are 24 and 22, a half game ahead of both those teams. The Dallas Mavericks are currently the 8th seed right now. They're 26 and 22, and they stand a game and a half ahead of the Warriors. The Minnesota Timberwolves are the 7th seed right now. Minnesota is 26 and 21. So they have a 2-game lead over the Warriors in the loss column and in the standings overall. And then the 6th seed and the 5 seed, again, the two LA teams hold those spots, and LA has 20 losses. I'm sorry, they're both LA. The Lakers have 19 losses. The Clippers have 20 losses. So the Warriors are essentially 3 or 4 games back, depending on which team we're referencing. They're right in the thick of this thing, man. And the fact that they're proven time and time and again, they can beat the Thunder, make that deal, make a trade so you can battle the Lakers. Ryan, Steve Kerr and company have never had the Lakers number since LeBron got there, man. Like, the last 5 years, both these teams have equal numbers of championships, and the Lakers have eliminated the Warriors from the postseason 3 times. I am tired of that. And the Warriors will not overcome them this year. They've also lost, like 9 or 10 in a row to the Denver Nuggets. They're not overcoming that team either unless they make a deal. This team ain't it. It's it for the Thunder. It ain't it for the Nuggets and Lakers. So a trade is desperately still needed. Those are my final sentiments. Ryan, your final thoughts as we wrap it up tonight.
No, I agree, man. Like you're right. I mean, they match up. The Warriors match up well against the Thunder, like the Warriors matched up well back in the day against the Mavericks.
And Damien LaRoche wants to know, Ryan, how can people follow Bay Area Sports Rap?
Oh, so it's just Bay Area Sports Rap. Look for it on YouTube. Bay Area Sports Rap.
Beautiful. There you go.
I think it's. You know what? Hold on, real quick. I believe it's BA Sports Rap. Hold on. Let me see here real quick. It should be. Yeah. So it's so you go to YouTube. It's BA Sports Rap.
All right.
BA Sports Rap. Yep.
Damien says he found it. So, and everyone else,
right,
Golden
cool.
Dazers, please subscribe. His channel goes beyond just the Warriors. A lot of football, a lot of baseball, a lot of hockey. You got the whole Bay Area wrapped.
That's why we're Bay Area Sports Rap, man. We're comprehensive.
I love it. So
hey, we even cover Bay FC, man. Okay, and we do the Barracuda too. San Jose Barracuda hockey, baby.
Let's do it. I'm all in. Thank you to the audience as always. We'll be back at this soon. The Warriors are next. They have tomorrow off because they just had a back-to-back. Their next game will be
Friday against Phoenix.
Thank you. Friday, they host the Phoenix Suns. And then immediately after that game, another back-to-back. Jesus. So they play the Suns Friday at Chase Center and the Orlando Magic Saturday at Chase Center. That's a rough back-to-back, dude.
No. That's Monday. You're reading that
wrong.
wrong.
That wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Yes. So thank you for that. Friday, they play the Phoenix Suns. They're off Saturday and Sunday. Oh, there it is. I was looking. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone. And all right, so you're right. So thank you, Ryan, for the clarification. They play the Phoenix Suns Friday. They're off Saturday and Sunday, and they play the Magic Monday before they get back on the road again. So we shall see, man. They keep things interesting, Ryan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No question. No question. Oh, I know. So as we end, I'll say since it's the Lunar New Year, as they say in Chinese, Kung Hei Fa Choi, Sun Yin Fa Lok. Okay, so Happy New Year in Chinese.
Beautiful. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you all find happiness. I think that's the goal here. So, Ryan, love you, man. Love everyone. Thank you. And I believe we are done. So back at this soon. At the latest Friday, might have a show tomorrow. We shall see it. Obviously, if a trade happens, we're going live immediately. And Ryan, you're obviously welcome to join if you want to come
Sure.
be a part of that party. It will be a party if we hear about a trade. Until then, Ryan Leong. People can follow you on Twitter at Ryan Leong. You can follow me on Twitter at Surf Journalist, over on Threads at Dog Wild. Bye-bye.